Jeff, thank you very much, and hopefully everyone can hear me okay. I have two colleagues with me here this evening too. I just wanted to point out Craig Purcell, our Vice President and Director of Urban Design, is here, actually in the back in the cheap seats, and Scott Foster, Vice President with our firm. Both of them have really helped to bring these ideas together, so I just wanted to recognize them. We have been listening, and we have put together tonight to show you some concepts for the Wilde Lake Village Center redevelopment. These are concepts, and I just wanted to, however, take you through a little bit of the process, how we got here, and what some of our thinking was. So I'd like to start with this proximity map. And because there are a couple very important factors here, we think. The Wilde Lake Village Center is in the very center of the aerial photo. We are less than half a mile from downtown Columbia, or the Mall of Columbia, and with the new master plan there will be another 1 million square feet of retail and approximately 2 million square feet of office space. Additionally, we understand there will be about 5,500 residential units. Now, we support what they're doing there. I think it's density, it's a great thing, it's smart growth, but I just think that we are very much in contrast to that here. Our 9-acre village center really wants to be a different type of thing. It wants to be more neighborhood-oriented, convenience-oriented, and it's quite frankly going to be quite a bit smaller. I mean, today we have about 100,000 square feet of office and retail space with the retail and office component of the village center. It's also important to think that we will rely upon the other institutional anchors that are around us to be successful. And we've been listening. I think everyone wants this to be a vibrant, successful retail center. So we think that a connection to Howard County Community College, which is here, which is also approximately half a mile away, is important. And we think that the Village Center will be an amenity for the community college. There's currently 9,000 students there and growing, and they are preserving their real estate for future expansion. And I think that we can be a retail and commercial amenity for the community college. We've had discussions with them, and we think that it would make a lot of sense to improve the walkability between the two, and perhaps that can happen. We certainly have some sidewalks now, but it may even be possible to make a better walkable connection there, which we think would be a positive thing. We also have Howard County General Hospital just to the southwest of us, which is a major employer, and we think will also be an amenity to the hospital. And it's worthwhile to note Harper's Choice Village Center, which is less than a mile away as well, and which is another village center, obviously, that faces some of the similar challenges that we do, and it's also a neighborhood convenience-oriented center with a food store. This next slide is the village center boundary, which the board gave us, the Village Center board gave us this boundary. We agree with it. It's worthwhile to note, I think, that in addition to the retail and commercial Village Center component, there's also, of course, the Slayton House and the Columbia Association buildings that are next door. We have the Interfaith Center, we have the high school and the middle school, as well as the Kentucky Fried Chicken, the KFC, which is outside of our boundary. So this is the plan of the boundaries of the Kimco controlled retail and commercial space. Just for orientation purposes, Twin Rivers Road, we have two entry points off of Twin Rivers Road, one of which is signalized here in connecting with Lynx Lane, which is a public street. The courtyard space is really the focal point of the Village Center as it exists today. And of course, it ties into the really larger gathering space that's just outside our doors here. And those two spaces together is a very pleasant space, we think. The food store is vacant and has been for a while. As Jeff said, this is one of the first, was the first, village center in Columbia. Jim Rouse's vision was that we would have schools, library, restaurants, shops, gathering areas, and interfaith centers to complete our village centers within a group of about 5,000 to 10,000 residents, perhaps much like his hometown of Easton. And certainly this center operated well for a while, but there are a couple things that we've really noted. One is that the access from Twin Rivers here on the north side is a little difficult to use, especially to get back here to the Slayton House and to the swim facility. You have to go all the way around the food store that's there. Further, the open space, the courtyard space, is really divorced from the rest of the retail that's on the western end of the site. And those two don't really work together at all. There's a very large parking lot between them. That parking lot has about 462 spaces throughout the parking lot. The buildings surrounding the courtyard are, of course, office over retail space. And this plan, as shown, includes about 100,000 square feet, approximately. A couple of photos of the existing center, which I'm sure you all know well, but David's Market on the end of this particular building, the one-story wood structures, which are retail.
Can we turn off the front light?
Sure. The question is, who can turn off?
Yeah, is there anybody here that can turn off the front light?
Yeah, okay, we will work on that. Thank you. That'll make it easier to see. This right-hand side of that one-story retail building, of course, is the former produce galore space, and it is a relatively long strip of retail. And then on the other side of the parking lot, we have the former food store on the right, the entrance to the courtyard you see straight ahead there, which I think is a little hard to see, and it's a little hard to know that it's even there. A couple of views of the courtyard itself. Some of the things that I note here is, first of all, there's an incredible canopy of trees that are out there, which are really fantastic this time of year, especially the fountain, the paving, some of the hardscape, which could use some upgrading perhaps, but overall we think the courtyard is a nice space. On the top left, the photograph shows some of the retail. I think that is really the karate center here, and a couple of the restaurants. The Japanese restaurant is just down the way there. The things that I notice is very difficult to see who's in there. You don't really know who's there. You don't see their signage. They're relatively hidden. The trees are mature. And so we think that there may be an opportunity to improve that identity and visibility, which really leads to the viability of those retail tenants.